Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Today for me is a struggle. It's a struggle, but we know Earth is a battlefield, so we expect struggle, right? How to get through it, that's the thing. You see, when you suffer from depression, it could be very difficult to want to get up. It could be very difficult to want to even exist anymore. You know, depression can slowly turn a person almost into a zombie because you're in a zombie-like state. Your autonomic system is working and you're alive, but you're really not present. You're not living in the moment. You're just surviving. Oftentimes, we operate on the reptilian brain when you're in fight or flight mode, when you're in panic, when you're in a depression. Here's the good news though. Depression is not possession. So although you could be held down and you could temporarily be oppressed, you can't be overtaken. You can't be possessed. That's the good news. Sadly, we have to go through it, and we got to put in a whole lot of soul work, a whole lot of growth. Today is a growing day for me. Today is like an extra hard day on the earth battlefield for me. But that's okay, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to look at it as a challenge, and we're going to keep going because, well, we can't just give up. Even though it's tempting to at times, because we'll go through emotions where we're like, fuck it, I don't want to live no more. There's nothing left or whatever. Trust me, I know that feeling all too well. All too well. You know, depression is like a slow death. It's like a parasite is living inside of you and controlling your life, and you're just going through the moments, but you're really not there. You're just not. And then people get stuck in the fight or flight. And when you're in that mode, you really can't think ahead for your life. You're just in survival of how do I get through this moment? And sometimes we have to go through that, and that's okay. It's okay to get confused. It's okay to be lost sometimes, as long as you refine you. Your authentic self, past the drama, past the programming, past the things that this earth says you're supposed to do, but into yourself. You know, today for me is a day where I'm feeling down, I'm feeling a bit despondent, but I know I'll be all right. The problem for me is organization. I have so many things I need to get done. I need a place to live. I need a job. My daughter has cancer. I have health ailments myself. There's a lot going on. So legitimate reasons for me being depressed or being not despondent, but there's a way out of it. I don't know how, but I have faith. But the problem when I get in these moments and I'm like, okay, I need to find a place to live. I need a new car. I need help. I need a savings. I need my daughter's cancer to be gone. I can't always cope with all of it at once. It's very difficult. And so what I'll do sometimes is I'll completely shut off. I'll just shut down. I'll just sit somewhere and I'll sit somewhere and I'm there, but I'm doing nothing. That's how it appears to people on the outside anyway. Outsiders will look and be like, this bitch is just sitting around, this lazy fuck. No, there's a war going on inside of me and I'm trying to fight it. But because it's internal and it's silent, you can't see it, so you don't know the damage and the devastation that I have suffered. And that I need a hand up and out. And that I'm fighting for my life. But to an outsider, she's just lazy. She's just sitting around. She's not working right now because she's a bum. No, that's not it. It's that I'm trying to deal with past trauma, get past that, which I'm getting much better at. My memories are coming back to me, which is good and bad, because most of my life has been blocked out. I blocked out most of my memories because as a victim of child abuse and sexual abuse and everything else, beatings, and it really took an effect on my soul where it bruised it. It hurts. But that's okay because I can't be overtaken. So I'm like, I just have to keep pushing through. And when I cry or when I get upset, it's just an emotion. I still have to look past the emotion because you can't let the emotion overtake you or you're not going to get to the root of the problem. You got to find the deepest parts of you that were damaged. You know, that's when inner soul work really, really takes place. You know, like your inner child work. Inner child work. I talked about that briefly in another video. So important. You have to be able to tell yourself it's okay. You have to know that it's okay. Sometimes just putting one foot in front of the other is enough. Sometimes just getting up and out of bed and not doing anything to hurt yourself is enough. You're hurting yourself by not taking care of you. It doesn't have to be you out slitting your wrists. It doesn't have to be you trying to hang yourself or jump in front of a car. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be something big like a big event and a death. No, it's a slow death. I don't eat, so my nutrition is down. I don't take care of I don't go out as much as I should and get sun. That doesn't count for me. I'm really trying to just give examples at this point of little things we do daily that kill ourselves. I mean, obviously there's the smoking and drinking. There's those obvious things, of course. But I'm trying to point out some of the not so obvious. Some people kill themselves daily by putting themselves down. So they're beating their own self up. They're gaslighting their own self and they don't even realize it. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is so common with people who are people with traumatic issues. Self-sabotage could be your own worst enemy. You could do the most damage to yourself, which is what I feel right now I'm doing to myself, because I'm struggling to function daily. I'm not working like I should be. I'm not taking care of myself like I should be. And to be honest, I hardly even talk to anybody anymore. I talk on my YouTube, I talk on a few casts, I've talked on a few little radio things, stuff like that, but like my day-to-day life, I spend most of it alone. And I gotta stop isolating myself, because self-isolation is not a good thing all the time. It's great to be to yourself when you are trying to grow and do your work or want your space, but don't isolate yourself to the point where you no longer have friends. Your family and stuff no longer come around because you have isolated yourself from everything. You know, that happens, because that's another part of self-sabotage. Sometimes we don't think we're good enough to have friends because we don't want to bring them down, or you know, we've been told for so long that we ain't shit that we think that these friends may judge us and think that we ain't shit either. Self-sabotage. Chances are your friends and the other people aren't thinking about that. They aren't thinking bad things about you. They aren't out to get you. More times than not, people are so busy with their own lives that they don't even notice. And it's not to be jerks, it's just people sometimes could be self-absorbed or they got a lot going on. That's why it's so important to be your own ambassador. You have to stand up for you. Nobody else knows what's in your head until you share it. And even then, when you express things in words, it doesn't always fully show the emotion that you're trying to, to show. It's not giving the full message. Words only say so much. You can only express so much. But if you have the same soul house, your friends, your family, the ones that really you're equally yoked with, they'll feel it. And they'll have compassion. So if you have isolated yourself, start trying to slowly come back out a little bit. Maybe, hi you guys. How's it going? I'm still here. I haven't forgot about you. And self, I haven't forgot about you either. I see I've been neglecting my friends and self. So let's start working on that. So what do? We learn new ways to cope. Maybe for you, coping is talking with others. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's doing some type of craft. Maybe it's working on a car. Maybe it's climbing a tree. Gusty, my friend Gusty. Oh, never mind. I was going to make jokes because he could sleep in a tree. I don't know how, but how you could climb a tree and fall asleep. But hey, love him. So here I am on a walk and feeling down, but I am really trying to lift myself up. How are you guys doing today?